Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched Survivor Season 38, that's Edge of Extinction, Episode 9, Blood of a Blindside. I believe that quote is from Ron during one of the tribal councils in this episode. So already spoilers right off the bat. Spoilers away if you don't want to find out what happens in this episode yet. Go watch it. This is a good one. One of my favorite things about this show is the challenges and the tribal councils. And usually an episode has two challenges and then just one tribal council. This episode, despite only being a 1 hour episode or 42 minutes without commercials, this episode has two immunity challenges and two tribal councils, and that is pretty awesome. I have to assume that if there had been any medivacs or anything like that up to this point, that the first challenge in this episode would have been just a reward challenge, but it was not. I think the reward might have been the pizza and beer, that they had the option to opt out of the challenge, of the immunity challenge, to go partake in the feast. So we get right into it with this episode. There's a little bit of who got eliminated last? It was, let me look at the let's see, Julia was eliminated last. Well, everyone was pretty much in consensus on voting her out, so there wasn't a lot of controversy back at camp. So we get right into the challenge, which was a thing where they had to, what was it? It was like a shoulder. They have like two bars going across their shoulders, and if they raise too high, then it'll make the pot on the end of the bars like spill over, and if they got down too low, then it would also spill over and like hit a string that would make the flag go up. There's a lot of stuff going on that you had to just keep perfectly still in there, and I really enjoy these challenges. We've been getting a lot of these type of things, but I think that's all right. The editing has been pretty good, and with this being a 2 immunity challenge episode, I thought it worked out pretty well. So Lauren, Victoria, Kelly, and Ron all feel comfortable enough to go and eat. And I believe this is the first reward, quote unquote, a reward that Lauren has partaken in. And that may have helped things work out for her this entire episode. So yeah, those four get to eat pizza, drink some beer, and probably some water, hopefully just plain water, maybe some lemonade. I don't know. If they didn't want the beer, the alcohol aspect of it. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. Drink and eat what you want. You're on Survivor. A butterfly attacks War Dog. He is the first one out. It just flies right into his face. It was like trying to crawl into his ear. It seemed like, I don't know. But he was the first one out. Then Gavin got out. Julie got out. And Devins, after doing a news report, this just in, Devin is also out. And then it comes down to David versus Aurora. Aurora was one of the only people. She was the only person, actually, that was left out. She was the only one besides Julia who did not vote for Julia to leave last tribal council. So she really needed this. She felt like she was the next one to go, but she wins immunity, and so a different target has to be sussed out. The comma 6, they all want David out. That's the Kelly, War Dog, Lauren, or that's not the comma 6. Actually, it's the new alliance of 6. Splitting out of the Lesu, the Lesu 3, and the Flippers from last time, or whatever. Kelly, War Dog, Lauren, the Lesu 3, and then Julie, Ron, and Gavin they want to get together and get David out. But David and Devin, they're trying to recruit Victoria, Aurora, Julie, and Ron. So Julie and Ron are like the swing votes for this one. And I was surprised. I was like, oh man, tribal council. Now, last week I thought there was going to be 2 tribal councils. But that was not the case. This week there was, because the first tribal council happened 14 minutes into the episode. David is voted out, and of course he chooses to take the torch and go to Edge of Extinction. At this point, there are 9 players in the game, 7 players on Edge of Extinction. Only 2 are completely out of the game, and only 2, and I think it will remain that way, only 2 are not on the jury. So that's still crazy. That's still crazy to me. It'll be an interesting final tribal council, that's for sure. You're going to have 16, not 16, but it'll be the largest tribal council yet. Totally. By a large margin. Over on Edge of Extinction, there's a message in a bottle. Everybody scrambles. David finds the advantage, and he sends it into the game, and the recipient is his good friend Rick Devens. Rick Devens gets an advantage in the next immunity challenge, where they must balance. There's like a lever with a paddle on the end. Paddle has some divots in them, and you have to balance 5 balls, get those to land in the divots, get them to stay there as they collect more and more balls. Despite knocking out his own balls, that sounds weird. How do you do that? A couple of times, Devens has the advantage of only needing to secure 4 balls, not 5. So even though he knocks out his balls like 2 or 3 times, when he first got the one in the center, it's like, you don't want to do that one, because that's the one that's most likely you're gonna knock out, because that's right in the middle of the path that the ball takes to get onto the paddle. And sure enough, knocked right off. Luckily, it didn't have a cascade effect. Luckily for him. I don't know if I was really rooting for him to win, but it was pretty obvious with David out that he was going to be the next to go. But with that advantage, Devens wins. Aurora was doing so good at this. If Devens didn't have that advantage, I think Aurora would have won yet again. Aurora is the only person who's won 2 immunity challenges so far, I believe. So the target, it seems like an easy vote, Aurora, right? But War Dog, he wants to get Kelly out. He thinks this is the time. Meanwhile, Aurora tries to gain trust with Ron. She gives her the extra vote. I forget how she got that. Let's see. Aurora. Episode 7. Oh, that's right. Aubrey sent that into the game for her. I don't know if she knows it came from who it came from. But if Aubrey gets back into the game, she can absolutely tell her, and Aurora is still in there. She could absolutely tell her, and then we've got a solid alliance between those two, possibly. But she gives that vote to Ron, like, okay, you can use it or whatever. I'm doing this to test our trust with each other or whatever. And then Ron's like, oh, I could totally vote her out, and then I have this extra vote that I can use later. But they get along. The trust is there, at least enough for him not to totally screw her over, get her out, steal that vote. And Kelly is voted out of the game with an idol in her pocket. But the most interesting thing of that is that she totally blows up Lauren's game as soon as she gets to Edge of Extinction, because she's just like, I had an idol, and also Lauren has one, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my God, why would you do that? If you get back into the game, well, your idol is dead, but you would still be the only one who knows about Lauren's idol. Why would she do that? Why did she do that? Maybe there's some secret strategy to it or something. I don't know. Or maybe it was a stupid brain fart. I don't know. But I can't see how that would work in her favor. like, because now whoever gets back in the game, they know about it. I guess their only hope is the only way that it won't affect the game is if Lauren uses it before whoever on Edge of Extinction gets back in. So yeah. I guess we'll see how all of that turns out next week. But yeah, I love this episode. The tribal counts, having 2 tribal councils in such a short amount of time. That's kind of crazy. I think this is the shortest amount of time between screen time between 2 tribal councils, possibly, except for like the second except for the finale. There's usually 2 in the finale, and then the final tribal council. Because we start with like a final 5, so maybe those happen quicker. But that's also usually like an hour and a half episode or so, or however long they've been doing it. The reunion's getting shorter and shorter and shorter each time. But anyway, who am I rooting for? Nobody that I was rooting for got eliminated in this round. But holy crap, War Dog, or in the words of Aubrey, holy other synonym for crap. Like she, somehow, however she knew that War Dog was behind getting Kelly out. That was a great reaction. And this whole War Dog being able to make that happen, he won me over anymore. And I absolutely, okay. He's making up for the whole beginning of this season for not getting rid of David and Kelly earlier. And I thought this was the perfect time to get rid of her. And then right before that, they get rid of David. He goes along, he works with Kelly to vote out David, and then turns around and votes out Kelly right after that. That is fantastic. And there was like no issue with it happening, because if it went even the slightest bit sideways, even like 2 degrees towards sideways, Kelly would have figured it out and she would have played that idol. And I don't even know who the other. I think Aurora had the other votes. Aurora would have ended up going home. So well done, War Dog. You're winning me over, buddy. I'm kind of rooting for War Dog a little bit, just a little bit. So we'll see what happens now that all the returnees are off on Edge of Extinction. That means we're probably gonna get more Edge of Extinction screen time. I don't know, but now you can see it's just all new players doing their thing, battling it out. How soon though? Are we going to get another returnee? A returning returnee? Whatever. I'd say Joe is the most likely to get back into the game. Him over there looking like Jack Sparrow. I'm really rooting for Aubrey to get back in. It seems like Kelly, with how she just blew up everything, is going back. I don't know if she'll stands much of a chance to get back in there, but Aubrey has got the advantage to practice with like the ropes and stuff. I don't even remember. That was a couple episodes ago. Man, there are 8 people on Edge of Extinction. 8 people left on the islands. That's nuts. There are the equal numbers of people on the exile on the Edge of Extinction. That's crazy. But yeah, I think I want, man, because I was rooting for Victoria like a few episodes ago. I really was, but she's kind of fallen off my radar now. She really has. I know I'm definitely not rooting for Gavin right now, and also not Rick. I say War Dog or Lauren are my top picks right now. Maybe. Aurora stands a really good chance. She is Oh my god, my something happened to my wrist just then. Putting down my notebook. Holy crap! Ow, ow. Okay, it's okay. It's okay now. I just like bent at a weird angle, and then like all the joints were like, no, don't. We must stop. Oh, I could see Aurora just killing it in these challenges more and more. And that's pretty exciting if that's the case. I also have to imagine the loved ones visit. Maybe there isn't even a loved ones visit in this season. Because who was it? It was Eric who kept using that as like, you want to get to the loved ones, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? No, well, that's nice, but I'd rather get to the end and win the whole thing, not just stick to some plan that serves you just so that I can make it to the loved ones. It would be funny if only the Edge of Extinction people got to visit from the loved ones. That'd be kind of funny. Or if the advantage that they have is that they could pick only one person still in the game to get the loved one, to see their loved one. That would be kind of funny. Anyway, I think, yeah, that's it. That's it for right now. I'm looking forward to see what happens next week. Stay tuned right after this. I may even post these at exactly the same time. I don't know. The Amazing Race is back. Season 31, episode 1. I really enjoyed it. So I'll be talking about that in a separate episode very shortly. And it'll probably be a long episode. I mean, that will be soon. Very soonly. Yeah. Anyway, the after effects of my wrists screwing up just then. That's no fun. Ow. Man, I'm looking forward to see what happens next. Whatever happens. I'm so excited. I'm liking this season more and more and more. And now that we have all the returnees out, at most, one of them can get back in, but their odds go down and down and down more and more with each person who joins them on there. It has to happen soon. You can't have somebody like skate by. They're not skating by, but like they're avoiding all of the gameplay, in-game gameplay. Although if you're like being friendly towards everybody who's there with you on Edge of Extinction, all those people could potentially be voting for you. And if you're somebody like Joe, I think maybe somebody else, maybe Chris was also. I think it was mostly Joe. You go out and you catch food for everybody. You're helping take care of it, making life better. You're gonna have a favorable thing, or are people gonna be like, he helped us eat that whole time? I think this is also the only time that the jury has looked like worse than the people still in the game, because they're not back at where there's showers and all of that. They're not all glammed up. They're not all clean shaven, all of that. They're still out there roughing it for the rest of the time. So it'll be really funny to see the last tribal before everybody's eliminated. And then the next one where they're now back in the comforts of a thing. I wonder if they're saving money, if it's cheaper or more expensive to do like to do it like this with the Edge of Extinction, because they don't have to have well, I guess they're equipped to have everybody there, if in case everybody just didn't want to go. But right now it's only Reem and no, not Reem. It's only Wendy and Keith who would be they can take showers and have like actual food and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if it's saving them money, but with everybody being on Edge of Extinction, it might. But they also have to be like filming them and stuff. So I don't know. It's something to think about. So let me know what you thought about this episode and what you're looking for. Who are you rooting for? Who do you think will win? Who will be the final 3? It's not going to be the Lesu 3 anymore. I think War Dog is on his way. I could see it being War Dog, Aurora, and Lauren. I think it'll be those three. I don't remember what the preview for next week said. Anyway, let me know by all your thoughts by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'll be back real soon with more TIW Podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye. Goodbye.